quick breather now, but we've got something for you that will just soothe your morning away this Christmas Eve.
And we have with us a cappella group Tone to help us with some Christmas carols. Take it away, guys.
Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Joyful all ye nations rise, join the triumph of the sky. With angelic hosts proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Hail the heaven, Prince of Peace, hail the Son of Righteousness. Light and life to all he brings, praise with healing in his wings. While he lays his glory by, for that we no more may die. Born to raise us from the earth, born to give a second birth.
And welcome back to the program. Now, all morning we've been treated to some Christmas carols sung a cappella style, and I think to help us all get that warm, fuzzy feeling, which happens around Christmas time.
Definitely sets in with this Christmas Eve morning. But the question is, what really is a cappella music? It's not so easy to define it now, as several different elements have been introduced, and its sound has been changing quite a bit over the years.
So to talk more about a cappella music, we welcome two members from the group Tone, which has performed for us this morning, and Peter Huang, the organizer of an a cappella concert called Aka A Cappella 6. Good morning, guys. Welcome to the show. Yeah, thanks for bringing us the music. I think it's something about like having a live band on the show.
Exactly.
Would be nice, All right, so Peter, let me start off with you. Tell us a bit more about the concert and also about a cappella music.
Well, start off with a cappella music in general. The term actually means in the chapel, because a cappella music literally came from the chapel. It was originally church music. But in modern context, a cappella music simply means voices only. So you don't have any backing tracks in the concert, no instruments are allowed. So those are the two main rules.
Mm-hmm. So is there a minimum number of people you must have in the group? I mean, to create that kind of harmony?
Typical groups usually start off with a minimum of 4 members. Actually, 5 for Tone is the smallest number of members, I think. Mm-hmm. And then the largest group in the concert is a cappella, which is a Christian a cappella group, and they have 11 people, I think.
Wow.
So I guess because there's the whole soprano, alto, tenor, bass, the 4 parts, so you need at least singing alone doesn't quite count.
And actually nowadays, with contemporary styles of music, there are additional parts, like vocal drums or beatboxing, as people call it these days. So more and more parts are being invented along the way.
Well, let's talk about Tone then, that your particular group. I mean, what elements do you think distinguish your group from all the others out there? How was it formed?
Firstly, what happened to us, we were with the A Cappella Society as a youth group. Some of us, me, Ben, and Rainer and Jasmine. Kai is a new member over here, so she just joined us a few years ago. And then we kind of got into singing, and we really loved a cappella, and I decided to form my own team. And I thought, why not do like a youth jazz kind of ensemble, which is what we like to do. So yeah.
And every Christmas, you usually go around, singing Christmas carols?
Yes, definitely. That's something we love to do. That's actually what we started out with. We actually were a caroling kind of group before, and then we started to branch to pop and jazz music.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, what is it about a cappella music that you like? Why not do other kinds of, music?
Previously, before this, I actually don't have any choir background, so this is like my first contact with a cappella music. What I like about it is it really trains you to be an all-rounder singer. You have to train not just your singing and your ears as well, and how you blend with the rest, when you must know how to step out, when you must know how to step back down. So it trains you as an all-rounder. So that's what I like.
Also giving you a new perspective when it comes to a cappella singing, hasn't it? I mean, before you joined the group, you must have a certain idea of what a cappella singing was all about. But now that you've joined, what is the difference?
The difference? I think now I'm getting more technical. Like in the past, it was very nice music, and now I know how to make it better. I know how to improve on it. So that's the main part.
It's like specialization.
Yeah.
You do something, then you want to do it better. I mean, but Peter, do you find that people often have the wrong idea about a cappella music?
Well, first off, a lot of people pronounce it the wrong way.
Have I been saying it wrong? Or was it wrong?
Some of the common mispronunciations are archipelago,
archipelago.
Yeah,
I
so
see.
it's not a well understood art form. Even though the event has been going on for 13 years now.
Wow.
So this is the 6th edition. And what we seek to do as a cappella singers and practitioners out there is we want to show people that the art form can be very fresh, can be very new, and it can be traditional and beautiful at the same time. So,
Let me ask you a bit about beatboxing, because I know that's now also it's just using your voice to make sounds like an instrument, and that was actually used in sort of a cappella groups years back, a long time ago, right? But I guess it only sort of found fame more recently. What do you think? I mean, has that been good? How did it sort of come about?
personally, as a beatboxer, I'm glad to see people like Charles Wong make it to the top 4 in Singapore Idol. And beatboxing in Singapore, we actually have a top 5 ranked world ranked beatboxer in this guy called Dani. And he went overseas and did really well for himself as an individual. And that's more in the hip-hop side of things. As far as beatboxing in the a cappella context is concerned, we tend to refer to ourselves more as vocal percussionists. Because the hip-hop term is beatboxing.
Right.
So beatboxing is for hip-hop only, usually. But for other musical styles such as jazz, then you have more jazz sounds like brush snares, like. And then for rock, you have the full-blown snare. So you have. But for hip-hop, it's more electronic. So it's like.
Oh man.
So I guess you make that sound, you say, I'm a vocal percussionist. You'll be like, yeah, right, whatever.
It doesn't sound as cool. So one of the alternate terms, which is more easily understood, is mouth drumming.
Okay.
But that's not really often used.
My understanding of a cappella, or rather, all those scripts that I've listened to, it's more like beautiful harmony, kind of melodic. And now with beatboxing, do you actually perform with the a cappella groups as well?
I'm actually
And make it
performing
more
the show
hit?
as well.
Yeah?
I'm performing with a show with my group called My Capella. Microphones and a cappella.
Right.
And
That must change the whole feel of the music.
Yeah, we are quite a different group from Tone.
Yes.
We're doing like a Paramore song,
Right.
we're doing Linkin Park, Mayday, which is a Hokkien rock band.
But when you're singing a cappella and you're taking songs that are well known out there, let's say, the Christmas carols that's been out there, it didn't start as a cappella theme music. What are the challenges that you usually face when you want to, translate that into totally vocal,
Well, as an arranger for Tone, it's difficult because you have to really have an ear for music. You really have to know what you're listening to, and like Kahi mentioned, you really have to analyze what the song is about. So you really have to pick out certain harmonies, certain notes, certain effects that you want to put, and you put it into a cappella. But then again, certain songs out there are a certain genre, and for example, there may be a pop song that you want to bring into a cappella. You can put it into a jazz arrangement as well. So there are many things you can do with a cappella. Just that hearing is a very important part of what
I guess you want to keep the essence of the song, give it a
Yes.
familiar tune, but at the same time, do
Yes.
something different to it.
Yeah.
So let me ask you then, in the group, in an a cappella group, who has the toughest part to sing?
Everybody will say their part is the hardest.
Yeah, well, the bass normally keeps. I sing the bass baritone, so the bass normally keeps the notes. So it's the easiest part, but it's has to be the most stable part. I would say normally the alto and the tenor has
'cause
the
they all-
weirdest harmonies.
Yeah, they all have very weird sounding lines.
weird sounding lines. They jump from tritone to just various places.
It's not
So,
easy to
yeah.
remember.
What happens, because a cappella group, you're really a teamwork. What happens if one person forgets the lyrics or just forgets the song? What happens?
Oh, you mean they didn't see the Oops. What happens? You carry on. The show must go on. Yeah, you have to just put on a smile, and when you smile, everything happens.
And for all we might not notice it.
It's kind of like jazz music. Sometimes it's also impromptu and improvised. You just play an extra chord, and you're like, oh, wow, cool. So what about practices? Also, is it very hard if someone doesn't show up? Because I guess everyone has a role to play, so to speak.
It's true. For us, because we are a tight harmony group, for jazz groups, so the tendency is if one person is not there, it's very difficult to sync the harmonies, to calibrate, we like to call it calibrate the harmonies together. But maybe for pop rock also.
Pop rock, we call call them vocal bands. For vocal bands, is simpler, I guess. It's more polyphonic. Everybody has their own stuff to do, but for them, it's a lot more difficult because they have to be cohesive.
Right.
So.
Well, with the concert on the calendar, how many hours are you putting into practice for singing, the group?
Many hours.
Yeah.
We're actually students and we're actually having school holidays now.
Right.
But we're meeting each other like 5 times a week.
Sing.
Their average age is actually 20, I think.
For the group tone, is that right?
They have a teenager somewhere over there.
Hiding in the back, okay. Well, we are going to hear more from you guys in just a short while, actually. So, just a quick note, Peter. So, the concert happens
on the 8th and 9th of January at the Victoria Theatre.
And there are other groups as well, right? There
are 7 local groups altogether. So, Tone is just one of the 7 groups, as well as my own group. So, there will also be a guest beatboxer from LA.
Okay.
Will be coming down.
Well, let's tell our viewers more about it. In the meantime, you guys get ready for our
let's invite the rest of the group back in. Come on in, guys. We'll just tell people where you can catch the show, and they are going to prepare to give us one last song to help us wrap up the show.
In the meantime, Tone will be performing, like Peter said, at the Acapella 6, which is set to run on the 8th and 9th of January 2010 at the Victoria Theatre. Now, the concert will also feature other acts such as Key Elements and Vocal Lectures. So, details on your screen. Do jot it down and see how you can pick up your tickets.
Well, on that note, we're going to wrap up the show for you today. There will be no broadcast on Primetime Morning on Christmas Day. That's tomorrow. But we will be back next Monday bright and early.
So on that note, have a good long weekend, great Christmas. And on behalf of the folks here at Primetime Morning, we wish you happy holidays. And to help us get into the mood right now, we're going to invite Group Tone to serenade us once more.
1, 2, 3.
You know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose. And if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeers used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Well, then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright,
Won't you guide my sleigh tonight?
well, then how the reindeer loved him as they shouted out with glee. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you go down in history. Rudolph, the renegade Arctic deer, was born with a nuclear nose. And if you ever saw